Hi guys, so you must have watched my video, that's why you are here. So, hi, I am Rajat. I am a chartered accountant and a passionate finance professional. I love finance. That's the reason I came into chartered accountancy. But there's a separate reason why I actually chose CA. That's a different story altogether. In this video, I'll just give you a brief summary about my career, how I progressed, and how did I actually leave my job around in June 2024. How did I leave my job, what I'm doing right now, how you can connect with me, so on and so forth. So let's get started. So guys, I became CA in 2017, in January 2017, exactly on 17 January 2017. Yes. So after I became CA, by the way, I cleared my Group 1 in May 2016 and I cleared my Group 2 in November 2016. So this was my second attempt and I cleared CA and I was pretty sure that I will be clearing this time in November 2016 attempt. So after I cleared my CA on 17 January, I went out and reached out to all my teachers who were there during my journey, obviously who were based out of Kolkata. So I went to them, thanked them, met them. They also congratulated me. I got various pens from them. Yes, I've kept it somewhere safe. I'll show it to you someday maybe. Yeah. So yes, then the struggle started of creating resumes. Then the next day I remember, by the way, I'm from Calcutta, whether I should be creating my resume in accountancy or whether should I be creating my resume in tax as a taxation specialist. Even I was very unsure about it because see, to be honest, accountancy, I like doing accountancy, but I didn't wanted to make a career on it. I love taxation and I wanted to make a career, but I didn't have the articleship backing because if I go into any of the big fours or any of the tax specialist firms, what they will ask is they will ask that whether you have any kind of experience in your articleship or not. And the kind of experience which I had during my articleship, especially in taxation, that cannot be justified in entering into those kind of firms. And of course, auditing was not in my checklist because I had a completely different personality altogether. But nevertheless, so in Calcutta, there is a very famous library. So we sat across all of our friends. We started creating a resume. Everyone had lot to write in their resume, but I didn't have much to write because I was so confused. At that point in time, we had a small campus and a big city campus. So in small city campus, I filled up Bhubaneswar, and in big city, I filled up Calcutta. Yeah. So I think what I know is that currently I think big city interviews takes place in first and then the small city interviews takes place. But during my time, the small city interviews used to take place at the first. So I remember that also there's a different story on this. So I wasn't so inclined in joining a corporate at the first place. I was very much inclined in joining a big four or maybe a tax specialized small firm because I wanted to hone my skills into that. So that's the reason I was not even keen in even sitting in the campus interviews. But I remember that my friend called around 9 o'clock on the last day of the form submission date and he said that which all cities did you fill the form? I said that, oh shit, today is the last day, right? And the site was supposed to get closed at 7 o'clock and it was around 9 o'clock. Then I sat across, I filled up the form and I was based on the filling time, they basically allocate a number to you, a kind of an ID number. And my ID number was the last one. So basically I was the last one to fill up the form for Bhubaneswar campus. So yes, that's how the story went. I filled up the form. We booked four of our friends planned a trip together to Bhubaneswar. I thought that okay, it will be kind of a refreshment. I was not at all planning to join any corporate whatsoever. So yes, that's how it happened, and we booked an Airbnb. It was a very nice Airbnb in Bhubaneswar. It is very secluded, and the temples were nearby. So we went there. It was a nice experience. We sat there. We gupshupped a lot, and when did the reality check come to me? At that point in time, I saw all of my friends, they were studying and preparing so much. They're preparing very aggressively on accounting aspects. They're preparing very aggressively on taxation. But I felt that, okay, I will be able to tackle all of these questions. What's there to prepare so much about it? It's kind of a conversation. It's an interview. But then I asked them that, okay, take a mock interview of me. Ask me questions. And when they started asking me questions, then I got a very big reality check. I was not being able to answer many of the questions to them. And that's when the reality struck me. And that I said that, Rajat, at least even if you are not planning to go into any of the corporates, at least you should have a face sitting in front of the interviewers, they shouldn't think that ये कैसे सीए बन गया यार, कैसे कैसे लोग सीए बन जा रहे हैं. So uh, around 8 or 9 p.m. I got the reality check, and the next day was our orientation, and the day after that was the interview. So I took 1.5 days. I took out all my notes. I prepared very, very thoroughly. I almost woke up the entire night, prepared the whole 2 days completely, and it was a good preparation. I felt that okay, now I am ready. Now I can take any interviews. Now I can take any corporate. So I got shortlisted in PwC HTC. PwC HTC shortlisted me. Tata Steel shortlisted me. And there was one more company, I think JSW or something, I'm not being able to recall the name. There was one more company which shortlisted me. So the day of interviews came, and PwC HTC interview started. So I wasn't so keen in sitting for PwC HTC interview. So I skipped that interview. I rather decided to prepare for Tata Steel's interview, because there were some good profiles which I got to know from someone, that there are some good profiles for which Tata Steel is actually looking for candidates. So then I studied a lot for Tata Steel. I went inside. There were 3 professionals who were taking the interview. It was a nice interview, very nice conversation. They asked me about some of the taxation aspect, accounting aspect a lot. They asked me almost 4 to 5 indices in detail. Yeah, in detail. So yes, that is how the interview went. I was pretty sure. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention one thing. Before that PI, there was a GD also. And that GD was, I think, on the orientation day. Sorry for my faded memory. It has been around 8+ years. Sorry for my faded memory. Yeah. So the GD was good. So I was given the topic that how can India maintain the GDP, reach the GDP of 8 to 9% in the coming years. I think somewhat related to this topic, and I was very much prepared, because during that time I was reading newspapers, and I was keeping myself updated because of these interviews. So it was good. It was nice. Even they felt very happy about it. And I think the panel size was 10 people in the GD, and only 2 people got selected, me and one more person, although I was not hoping for it. But when I got selected in GD, I was very much hopeful for PI. That's the reason I skipped PwC HTC interview. So yes, the PI came. PI was good. I went out. Then the moment of you can say moment of death started. Basically, the waiting game is very difficult. Like there was one para I read somewhere, that if you are talking to someone special, you will not realize when 1 hour has passed. But at the same time, if you are doing a planks of 30 seconds, now at that point in time, you will realize the value of 30 seconds. So at that point in time, although the result between the interview and the result time, that was only 2 hours, but that 2 hours felt like 2 full days. So I was just waiting outside with my friends. All of my friends got a call, and I was the only one who was waiting for the call. And I was thinking that okay, they might have rejected me because they've called many other candidates before me. So then, but I got a call from Tata Steel's HR, and they asked me to come in the room, and I went into their room, and they said that congratulations, Rajat, you are selected for Tata Steel as manager accounts. That was the designation which they give while they are hiring, and after that they allocate the departments and divisions to you. So then that was a moment of joy. We all went to Domino's. We celebrated. We called our at our homes. They were very happy, very. They were congratulating us, and that actually felt a moment of pride to me, because clearing CA is one thing, but getting interview is next thing altogether. That too in Tata Steel. Yes. So yes, nevertheless, I got selected, and this is how my journey started. So I'll not go into detail, but I joined as a manager decision support. So it was part of Office of VP Finance. So just to give you an overview, my work was mainly around preparing the comparison reports between the actual and the annual business plan, and also preparing various MISs, and also automating some of the reports which were being done manually. So that was mainly around the work which I used to do. So I stayed there for around 2 to 2.5 years. After that, there was an internal vacancy, and I applied, and I got selected in mergers and acquisitions. So decision support was in Jamshedpur, and mergers and acquisitions was in Mumbai. So I had a fascination of getting shifted to Mumbai altogether, because somehow I'm not sure how during my entire professional career I got so attached to Mumbai. So yes, that was my dream city to stay in. So then I got selected in Mumbai. I think that was in around May 2000 or May or June 2019. Yes. So I shifted to Mumbai, and I stayed there for a brief 8 months, and I was in M&A. M&A, as everyone knows, it's a fascinating career to be in for a chartered accountant, and I loved my tenure there. I loved it. I loved every day of it. Every day is a different story altogether. Every day I'm getting new challenges, new things, new assignments, new topics to brainstorm on. That's a separate topic altogether, and I can speak on and on M&A for n number of times. Yeah. So yes, I stayed in M&A for around briefly around 4.5 years. Then I got transferred to one more division, internal transfer, one more division, which was portfolio management, which was based out of Kolkata. I stayed there for around 6 months, not long. I stayed in that role for around a period of 6 months, and then I left Tata Steel. And I thought that, Rajat, this is the right time. You should be going and you should be starting your own venture. And this is the time to take the risk, because as and when you get more committed into your personal life, you get more committed into your professional life, it will be very difficult to leave all of these things altogether and start something on your own. That's when I took the plunge, and I started with two of my ventures. So details of the ventures, if you want, I can give you. I'm not doing any promotions or anything as such. This is just sharing my personal journey to you all, since you guys are watching my videos, hopefully. And I want you to see who is the person behind the camera. This is the story, a very brief story. If you want me to give any detail or make a detailed video on any of particular aspect of my story, feel free to comment, and also feel free to give a thumbs up if you like my story. And if you need any kind of assistance, any kind of help, just I'll drop my WhatsApp number also. You can WhatsApp me, but maybe I might reply late, but I will reply for sure. Okay. I think that's all for this video. Thank you so much. Bye.